In this video, I'll be explaining how the variables work for BotWiz. So variables can be used to store stuff. Um, Variables are made in five different kinds: text, number, channel, user, and array. And if you choose one of these three, you can actually have a subtype. So, for example, you can save a number, for example, under a channel, so you can keep track of a count module, for example. Variable value is the default value that will show up when the variable first gets created. For example, if you have a scope of guild, then each time this variable is created in a guild command, it will basically be made with the default value you set here. Basically, how you use these custom commands is in any command or Discord event. So let me quickly create one. You can select any block that supports variables. You click on this icon, the little variable icon, and then custom commands or custom variables will show up here. There's not much more to these. All you can really do is just save like data you want to use later. We also have unique variables, which you can use in one command, so it will automatically create one each time the commands are ran. Each variable can be used in or can be set, calculated, or deleted in the variable blocks. So we have a calculate, we have a add variable, set variable, and delete variable. BotWiz also has some other kinds of variables. First off, the API variable. This variable can be used to get any response from the API. Basically, what you do is you give it a name, then you use the proper API syntax, which you can find on the docs and will be added to this menu as well. And then, for example, you can do response dot whatever the API returns. So if it's, for example, a data object with an array of weather data, you can, for example, do response dot data, and then for example, the first item, and then whatever you want from that item. So temp. We also have different variables. For example, each channel has a reference variable, or each message has a reference variable. Each channel create block has also a reference variable. Roles do as well. These can basically be used to get the ID of the created message or the created channel, and these in turn can be used in a message. For example, if you want to ping that channel that's made, or if you want, you can also use one of the functions that we have for them. So here you have, for example, a function convert Discord ID to Discord object, and then you can, for example, select channel, grab this reference, so grab it, put it in here, and it will return the whole object, so the whole channel that is created. You can find what it returns on the Discord.js docs, because we return everything from the Discord.js docs except for sensitive data that we filter out. We also have the function reference, which you can use to get any response from this function block. Next ones are option variables. So, for example, let's say you use a role and a boolean. Basically, what BotWiz does is it saves the value that it gets back from this role, but only, for example, only the ID for roles. So what you would do is give it a name, you grab this, you put it in this function, you set it to role, and you would get the whole role back. So that's how you use the functions, or the options. We don't really have any other variables except for loops, I'm pretty sure. No, we don't actually for loops anymore. Okay, well, Next, each um, each event. So, for example, this is just a command event or a command. This is a member join event. Each event has its own variables. Oh, well, its own named variable. So here, for example, if you use the variable dropdown event, you will see the event variable. This returns the whole object from Discord. More on that in a bit. So each event and command has its own interaction, we call them. You can also get the same data this returns in the interaction variable. The interaction variable is basically a general variable we use for any interaction you do with Discord. So for example, if you would have a message block and this message block has a button, then the first like any interaction variable used before this block will be the result of this event, and any interaction variable used after this block, so for example here, and you would use interaction in here, then it would basically return the value from the button. So for example, we clicked it, stuff like that. This is pretty useful for if you want to change a click count, for example, on the button itself. So how do you actually know what each what each interaction variable returns? Because that will be the main variable you really use. You can go to the Discord.js docs. Here are a couple of the interactions. So this is, for example, a slash command. This is a user context menu, message context menu, so the user and message apps. This is for normal menus, button interactions. This we don't really use. And these are the modal ones. So, for example, let's say you run a command. What can you actually get from a command? Let's quickly go back to the command. So basically what you would do is after running the test, you would send it to current channel, quickly create a interaction variable, general interaction. What you can get basically back is, let's say we want the channel ID back. We grab this, we can put it in block notations in here, so like this. So basically you're telling the object you get back from interaction to get the channel ID. Now we can save it. I'm not sure if I enabled. No, I did not. And now we can quickly go over to my own Discord. Here, refresh it. And now when the command actually shows up, it runs and it tells me the channel ID. Okay, so how do I actually get more advanced things back? Let's say, I'm pretty sure there's a guild object in here somewhere. Let's say we want the guild ID back, but not from this, or let's do the guild name, for example. What we can basically do is guild, and then we go in here, we can go to guild. So we're in the guild class now, and in the guild class we can, for example, get let's get created at. So with a dot notation, we save it, we run it again, and you get the exact time when your guild channel was saved. Anything Discord returns, so anything from this point on that Discord returns, will be available to you. This is also the same for, like I said, the function where we get the Discord object for so roles, channels, stuff like that. And it's the same for buttons. It's the same for events. One thing to note is because we update the interaction after each button or menu, if you want to keep this available, so the actual command available, the best thing you could honestly do is create a unique variable, save the interaction in a unique variable, and then use it down the line. Honestly, that's all there really is to the variables. If I forgot something, let me know, and I can make a follow-up on it. So